Folkes and Smith helped Surrey take control at Guildford. With play off at Guildford as rain swept the south of the country on day one, defending champions Surrey were made to wait as they continue their search for a first win of this season. They'll look to post a score on day two as third place Yorkshire opted to put them into bat without contesting the toss. With Elgar opening in place of the injured captain Rory Burns, Surrey were able to make a solid start as Stoneman picked up a trio of early boundaries off Code. Stoneman was moving at nearly a runner ball as he helped himself to a couple more boundaries, this time off Olafia. Yorkshire turned to spin and Stoneman greeted Bess's introduction to the attack with a slog sweep for 4 that brought up the Surrey 50, before picking up further boundaries off Patterson and Thompson. Elgar had to go though when he tried to drive Patterson through cover, but Bess flew to his left at cover point to take the catch. Back-to-back 4s off consecutive balls from Patterson's next over took Stoneman to a deserved 50. But the opener was on his way soon after when he was drawn into a drive and he edged behind to Tattersall to give Thompson a debut wicket. Patel and Borthwick saw Surrey past 100 and a powerful 4 through mid-wicket from Borthwick took his side to lunch in an excellent position at 117 for 2. The batsmen looked to play themselves in after lunch as they showed excellent patience amid the occasional shot to the boundary. But just as they were looking to advance the score a bit more quickly, Ryan Patel played around a straight one from Code and was plumb in front. Folkes arrived at the wicket and was typically busy as he tucked away his first boundary. But Borthwick was on his way as Thompson got one to seam away and take the edge with Lyth holding on at slip. Folkes counter-attacked as he lofted Bess for 4, before picking up 2 more boundaries off Thompson. Jamie Smith had been looking to play himself in before he leant into a drive off Bess through mid-off, before he found the rope twice more in an Olafia over. Further boundaries for both batsmen saw Surrey to their first batting bonus point and to the tea interval on 212 for 4, with the hosts looking in control at Guildford. Folkes and Smith continued to make fairly untroubled progress in the evening session as Folkes moved to a 4th 50 of the campaign so far. And soon after they brought up a vital 100 partnership before Smith moved to his 50 on championship debut. But Yorkshire made the crucial breakthrough when Folkes chopped onto his own stumps off Patterson. And it was 2-2 for the Yorkshire seamer when Jacks made a mess of a leave and the ball crashed into the middle and off. Ricky Clark kept out the hat-trick ball, but Patterson wasn't done as he castled Smith with the last ball of the over to turn the match on its head. Clark and Clark held on for a period before Code returned for a new spell and pinned Ricky Clark in front. And a combination of rain and bad light brought the players off soon after to end the day's play with Surrey 290 for 8. If the weather is kind, they'll look to push beyond 300 before getting stuck into the Yorkshire batting on day 3. Patterson completes 5-wicket haul before rain arrives at Guildford. A century partnership between Folkes and debutant Smith put Surrey on top at Guildford before a burst of 3 wickets in and over with the second new ball from Stephen Patterson brought Yorkshire right back into the game at the end of day 2. And Yorkshire made a perfect start to day 3 when Code found the edge of Morkel's bat with the 4th ball of the day and Lyth did the honours at slip. Jordan Clark attacked to take his side to a 3rd batting point with 4s off Patterson and Code. Clark then went over Patterson's head for another 4. But the Yorkshire skipper got his man the very next ball when Clark holed out in the deep to complete Patterson's 5-wicket haul and wrap up the Surrey innings on 313. Surrey pressed for a breakthrough at the beginning of the Yorkshire reply, but the openers Lyth and Frayne held firm under some sustained pressure from the bowlers in difficult conditions. Lyth was able to loosen the shackles somewhat as he pounced on some width to smash a 4 through cover point. Frayne was digging in, but Lyth went on the charge as he sent Clark to the cover boundary from successive deliveries, before picking up another through the same region from the other Clark in the next over. But when Lyth went after another wide one from Ricky Clark, the ball was plucked out of the sky by Will Jacks to give Surrey a much needed breakthrough. The bowlers went on the attack after Lyth's dismissal, but Frayne and Balance managed to hold on to reach the interval on 58 for 1 and 255 runs behind. But unfortunately that was that for the day, as the rain arrived during the interval and no more play was possible for the rest of the day. Surrey run through Yorkshire to force follow-on, but the weather wins in the end. The rain arrived during the lunch interval at Guildford on day 3 after a good session for the visitors, as Yorkshire cleaned up the Surrey tail before the batsmen reached 58 for 1 before the rest of the day's play was lost. If the weather is kind on the final day, Yorkshire will be hoping to gain as many batting points as possible before the inevitable draw arrives. But things didn't exactly go to plan for Yorkshire, as Balance picked out Elgar in the gully from the very first ball of the day. The batsmen must have decided there wasn't much point hanging around on this pitch, as they went on the attack immediately, as both Kohler Cadmore and Frayne sent Morkel to the rope in an action-packed first over of the day. Kohler Cadmore then edged just wide of the slips from Dunn, before Frayne leaned on a drive through the covers off Morkel. But it was gone the next ball when he went for a big drive and edged behind to Folkes. The game continued at pace as Leaning tucked his second ball round the corner for another 4. But he too was on his way as Morkel claimed his third scalp of the morning, with Folkes taking a great catch diving in front of slip. Kohler Cadmore and Tattersall dug in as things settled slightly after the madness of the first 15 minutes of play. The batsmen may have thought they'd get a respite when Morkel was replaced by Jordan Clark and Tattersall sent his first ball to third man for 4. But 2 balls later he made a mess of a cut shot and edged to Ricky Clark at slip. And when Bess pushed forward to the next ball and also edged to Clark, his namesake was suddenly on a hat-trick. Thompson managed to dig out the hat-trick ball, and after a 10-minute rain interval, the players were back out again. But things got no better for Yorkshire, as Ricky Clark was brought into the attack and struck 4th ball, as Kohler Cadmore was adjudged to have edged behind. But then the rain returned soon after to bring about an early lunch after a frantic hour-long session, with Yorkshire struggling at 95 for 7. When play resumed at 2:30, Thompson picked up a couple of boundaries to take Yorkshire beyond 100 as Surrey pressed for more wickets. Patterson picked up a 4 with the drive through cover off Morkel, but he was gone when Folkes claimed another diving catch as Patterson was adjudged to have edged Ricky Clark behind. And Morkel bowled Code soon after with a full ball to leave Yorkshire 9 down. Olivier sent his first ball to the rope and Thompson followed up with a maximum over long off and a 4 down the leg side in consecutive balls as Yorkshire counter-attacked, perhaps in the hope of reaching the follow-on target. 2 more 4s for Thompson off a Ricky Clark over and 2 more slapped through cover from consecutive deliveries by Olivier from the other Clark gave Yorkshire hope of avoiding the follow-on. But with just 15 more needed, Thompson went for 1 big shot too many as he was caught in the deep by Morkel as he tried to hook Dunn for 6. The wicket brought the tea break with Yorkshire all out for 148 and giving Surrey a lead by 165 on the first innings. They'll look to enforce the follow-on and hope the weather stays dry long enough to force a much-needed victory. Frayne and Lyth came out to face the Surrey attack and they made a solid start as Frayne uppercut Dunn over the slips before Lyth picked up early boundaries off Morkel and Clark. More fours for both batsmen took Yorkshire to 24 without loss before the light meter came out and the umpires decided the light was too poor to continue. But it only proved to be a slight delay before the teams were back out, leaving Yorkshire with 25 overs left to survive. They managed to knock off 3 of them without troubling the scorers before Frayne sent Ryan Patel to the rope. And it was then that the players went off again due to bad light. This time, however, the captains shook hands on a draw, meaning Surrey claimed 11 points from the encounter, but go on searching for their first win, while Yorkshire take 8 points.